slow motion for me.
Really slow.
The only problem with this speeds your voice up really fast.
Janine sent me one of those before.
Holy shit. I know that whatever's happening to my stomach's very bad.
Holy shit. Oh, you just said very bad. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the appropriate response? You've got something happening or something that's very bad.
I know that it's bad.
Not,
I know that it's bad. But it's a different kind of bad than it was before. I know. But I don't normally, hey, baby, sorry, with the calling you things. Calling you things? What does this make you think of?
Gucci or something like that.
Gucci?
I don't know what, or something like, it makes me think of, what's those cars, those
Audis, like you
no,
have?
those Fiats, those 300Cs or something like that, I don't know. Kind of like a logo like that or something, I don't know. Cock rings, makes me think of cock rings.
Lord with the couplings.
Yeah. I wasn't joking.
Theogony by Hesiod. Have you read that?
No.
Seems like something that... I just, come from a place, obviously, in which I just assume you know everything. Are you starting to get that?
Yeah, I could be better read.
No, but...
Shit. I could be. For where I come from. From how well read my parents are.
Definitely not commentary on you not being... Well, it's actually... speaks to like how I hold you, like being like, oh, he must have seen and done and know.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, I don't know about you, but like, I have some really well-read friends, and I just felt like I was, my take on that, at least when we were younger, that, they were reading books and I was collecting experiences, so.
Oh, you did both.
Yeah, but,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, on these long necks, right, if you put it in from the back, you get this, you've got this whole long thing for it to get, like, lost in. It's just, it barely works in the short one, the rear loading, and it only works if you have chunkier stuff, not with this powder.
Let's see.
I was just playing that thing back, right? There was this exchange with your aunt, right? where, she's like, you gave him my address, right? And it's like,
Yep.
so it's like,
How dare you? And that became the threat and the
it
reason why we
seems
would
like
get the fuck out.
it seems like there's more of this shit where it's like, it's just a weird thing to say. It's like more of this shit where it's like, I want you to get out of here. I won't let you leave. It's like, how else am I supposed to get out of here?
And let me invite over this random dude.
Like, how am I supposed
On
to
your
get?
way
How am I
out.
supposed to get out of here? Well, that I understand. I think that was to make your grandmother
Feel safe from me because I was the threat.
I don't know, but just have her feel safe in general. I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't like the posturing the guy was doing. It was so unnecessary.
What kind of posturing?
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yes, of course I did.
He wasn't just standing there understanding this was some sort of family disagreement. I felt like he was trying to put some extra oomph on it,
Yeah,
which
pressure.
was just uncalled for.
Yeah.
I was just looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? Like, none of that's going, you know what I mean? None of that
Intimidation.
energy is necessary here.
Exactly.
None of that's going on. You're just adding to the problem. I was just looking, you just giving that look like, really? Like,
Yes,
dude,
what a
what are you,
confusing
what do you think? Like, you're not-
reality in which the person is offered something they didn't ask for, and then you've got a stranger.
That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is the little old lady that is calling for help, that needs some neighbor boy to come comfort her. He ends up coming over there and kind of like posturing, right? Like it's
Towards who? Me.
you know what? I don't know.
Oh,
The
you
point
weren't
was-
in the house.
No. He was looking at me standing outside, and
I'm with you.
you are have your vacuum a lot of times, and he's so like I said, it might have been directed at you. Me, I wasn't taking it personally. I was just saying, like, there's coming to make an old lady. If I'm coming over to my neighbor's house, right? Unless there's bikers over there, you know what I'm saying, that I need to kick out. I'm coming over to my neighbor, who's an old lady, to have her feel more comfortable because there's something going on in her house that
Right.
might make her feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Me posturing, and you know what I'm saying? How is that helping?
Well,
That's all I was saying. Like,
if you weren't there, which you weren't supposed to be, obviously, since there was such an issue, and TFA's called me to tell me he cannot fucking come there, but that dude was there anyways, then there would have only been 2 people in the house, and that would be me and my grandmother, and that dude. So, who would he have been posturing at, or what towards?
like I said, I don't think
Well-
I ever said he was posturing at me. My point was
Right, no,
just the
but-
fact that he was had a posture, like a kind of aggressive
Right.
posture to him. Like, how is that helping an old lady? Like, that seems to be
And what is he
making
helping
things
her with?
worse. More on top of that, why would he even know to posture like that? Like, that's like really weird. Like, like I guess he maybe felt like he was like because there was no energy like that. Like, you're just you. It's you know what I'm saying? Like a granddaughter, which is no threat. I'm just
They were
standing outside. How am I a threat to her
They
standing
were
outside waiting for you to
supposed to be
leave?
helping.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm no threat. Like, I'm just standing outside waiting for you to leave. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to go inside. I'm trying to have issue with your grandmother. So it's like, I don't know. The whole thing was fucking, Well, I don't believe that your grandmother called him.
No, my aunt did.
Yeah, because I believe, and that's the whole point. She was making it work.
Same old shit.
She was putting fuel on the fire. That's the point that I'm making, because your grandmother was talking to me, and she seemed interested in talking to me, and didn't seem to have a problem with me. As a matter of fact, she wanted to talk to me. She wanted me to explain to her what's wrong with grandmother,
What's wrong with her granddaughter?
what's going on.
Interesting that they need to ask a stranger what's going on.
Hey, at least she fucking asked.
Yeah, I asked her to meet you. I said it was
You know what I'm
important.
saying? At least she fucking asked. I didn't hear anyone else. I haven't heard anyone else ask me that.
Yeah. Anyone else that would ask
Even
that has already
Ronnie-
been shut
Even
down.
Ronnie still wanted to like tell me to that, as to what my perception of it is. My religion is really right, y'all crazy.
That's a nice word for it.
Huh?
I said that's a nice word for it. It's funny, I always said, one of my lines is like, I don't want my fingerprints on people's pain, or, your fingerprints are on people's pain. Have you ever seen gloves like this? These are just like
They're
basic.
liners, aren't they?
What are liners?
Like something you put on to go under gloves, other leather gloves or something like that. They look like glove liners.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have glove liners for my motorcycle. I don't think those are proper gloves. I think they're liners.
No, they go under.
Yeah.
But let's see here.
You know,
These
I missed
belong.
that opportunity
What opportunity?
talking to your grandmother. I was robbed of that opportunity by your aunt.
Hmm.
I was looking forward to. I told her I don't know much about the family dynamic, but I was starting to say it, But I do know a little bit about Rhea. I could talk about Rhea. If you want to know about your granddaughter, and that's where we were when I, believe your
Conveniently,
aunt.
that's
popped
when.
up.
Interesting. Let's see.
Maybe they're afraid of your grandmother hearing another side of it. She seems sincere, your grandma. Seems sincere. She doesn't seem to be drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know, what do you think?
I'm not sure what to think anymore. I guess at this point, I don't see anyone, not even my grandmother, as innocent or victim to it or confused. None of them. Which I used to see all of them as. Either it was their wound, it was they're unconscious, it was that they, had too gentle of a heart, it was, what the fuck ever. It was the circumstance around them, it was the person next to them, it was, and I've finally gotten to a point where, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't see a single person as sincere.
It's like an organism.
Yeah. I don't see them as not part of it. Everybody knows what the fuck's going on. One of the
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Where is David?
Who knows? Nope.
Did they know?
Nope. I mean, my mom is acting like he's there, his car's there, but I don't think he's there.
He has no social media presence?
Every once in a while, I don't think he's there. And they sure as fuck don't want me to see him. He has a social media presence, but it's few and far between. Yes, sometimes they are at the house, but I do not believe he is there.
Why don't we just find him? You guys just find him and hug him.
Gloves or not.
Am I talking crazy?
Nope. I would love to find him.
Okay. Just let me know if I'm out of line. I don't just stop me.
I would love to find him.
Just stop me if I'm out of line.
Imagine this was you see how much commotion they have to stir up just for me having a friend come pick me up. Now, there's some weird shit.
Yeah,
No, when it comes to my brother, part of the reason that this shit is crazy, it's not just about Rhea being the scapegoat or the whatever. It's equally about my brother and the position he's in and what he has as value of the family. And I had this confirmed in a fucking bizarre ass way. This time I went to visit them.
This recent.
Mm-hmm. And not only did my family, once again, plane crash, fail in every possible way, the 125,000th opportunity that they each as adults had to be decent or even motherfucking like smart about it or a little bit more tightened up around their bullshit or like they're operating at such a low level. Like to me, if you're talking about how you talk to a stranger calm like at the grocery store, but you can't do that with me, like fuck you. Like I'm sitting here on your couch. I'm not really sure why you're throwing attitude at me when I don't want to be here. But hey,
I don't think it matters whether
it doesn't.
You want to be there or not. You're a guest in their house.
I didn't ask to be.
I'm just saying I don't think.
But do you know what I'm saying?
They should treat you.
What I mean is.
Irregardless.
What I just mean is.
Whether you want to be there or not.
Whether you're acting or not, it's showing me that you're capable of not being a piece of shit to someone, even if you're full of shit and you hated that grocery teller. So that means you could do it with me, and the fact that you're not. The audacity, quite frankly, of all the things that acknowledged by anyone else or the world doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Because if I punched you in the face, babe, and walked away, I would still know I punched you in the face, and you would still know I punched you in the face, regardless of if we ever spoke about it again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So for them to, the audacity, them, without me defending or saying shit, they fucking know what they've done. They know their fucking parts. They know the levels of it, and far more than even I am willing to look at. So the nerve to say you can't switch up your motherfucking tone in front of me or act like whatever, or you're gonna get insulted by what the fuck? I said, oh, I would like to also get some other tests done since you're insisting on medical stuff. I don't want to, because I'm stressed out and I have enough going on, and everybody has stuff, Rhea, and I gotta keep my health together, so like I can't be hearing, yo dude, that I wasn't trying to fucking talk to you about it. You said you're gonna take me to the doctors to get a COVID fucking test, and I'm simply saying I'd also like to get other tests as well. That's it. Oh yeah, because you get raped every day, huh? Whoa.
I heard that comment.
Whoa, I'm not saying I get raped every day, but
I think that's probably right when I stopped watching and started driving. I think that might be exactly where I stopped. That was enough.
So,
to be completely honest, now that you touched on that very sensitive point there, that
I think it's a well-oiled machine. I think it is a well-oiled machine. I think that they are not as stupid as they thought. I don't think that they are unconscious and deeply wounded as I fucking thought. I think that's a part they play. I think that a lot of them know a whole fucking lot more about what exactly they're doing and why. And
I just been calling it an organism because, no different than an organism is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's functioning parts that work precision together.
Yeah.
It's like any organism. The reason I'm calling it as an organism is it seems to be like, when I'm using more of the analogy of DNA, it seems like, DNA is replicating and passed on, and it seems like this is so old at this point that it's like, it's like generations of replicated DNA that's passed on, and like they, regardless of like you know, like say whether it's conscious or unconscious, it seems to be like fixed or built in at this point. In other words, there's no openness to. Do you know what I'm getting at?
I do,
That's
'cause-
why I was using it. It's like
Yeah,
in the
we were
DNA,
talking
it
about
seems,
that yesterday.
It seems so built in already that like I think whether there was an original conspiracy or whatever, like it just seems to have just baked in at this point. If that makes any sense from my perspective, it just seems like they don't need to ongoingly collaborate. They seem to have like all congealed on some sort of position that, regardless whether it's spoken or unspoken, that they're conscious or unconsciously aware of. You know what I mean? It's I'm agreeing with you. It's just how it feels. It just feels
Yes.
like
Sort of saying too, after seeing how MK and his friends, that system, at the end of it, I realized it was actually it was like a group effort, like a play almost, and everyone played their parts, and I had not thought about it like that, but having that experience made me look at my family different, and
yeah. I think we're in somewhat agreement. I'm just saying they seem stuck in like that regard. It seems thoughtless at this point. Like they are on autopilot.
right. What if it wasn't though?
No,
I'm asking you a question.
I
Hold
don't
on,
mean
hold
it's
on.
not like
Babe,
they're not.
Not
like,
about my family. Just I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Now, if we're moving from a place that like yes, it's just DNA and doesn't matter if it's unconscious or conscious, but do you think that would there be a more would you consider something like if we're talking about organisms and let's say that this is a disease, right? If it was conscious, if it moved conscious or unconscious, would one be, you think, more of a threat? More dangerous?
Look, here's what okay, let me answer your question first. No, I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
I think it could be just as much of a threat or dangerous either way. I don't think it impacts my answer there. You know what I mean? Should Rhea be more or less afraid or concerned of this? Whether it's fully orchestrated and coordinated on a daily basis with
Right.
email updates, or
'Cause it
whether it's
doesn't
just some
matter.
baked in shit.
Because the result is the same.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
However, if we're not talking about Rhea, because I think it's like if we just, I find that I speak differently when I'm talking about myself. I get defensive, and also we get locked into like not we, but I just mean people. What I'm noticing is I won't say certain things because I feel like okay, we're talking about Rhea, and then also we can get focused on it being all the information that comes along with Rhea's past behavior or whatever the specific person. So if we can be general sometimes, because I love your like overall like crazy laser focus, like my god, down to the fucking compound focus, and also the fact that you can do the large scale, big picture. So even talking about me makes it like about something specific, and so anyways.
Yes, but the reason I'm talking about you is, and the reason you reveal that, Rhea, is if you have a family member that you think is a drug addict, right? And you think the meth is the problem.
Like Romy.
Yes, oh my God.
Who's actively smoking crack?
Yeah. And doing crazy things like shaking me down and stuff when I'm trying to help you.
So double standard.
Right. Yeah. But if you have a family member that you think is struggling with drugs, and that family member you haven't seen in a while, and they come back around, you would think that the fact that they were sober and drug free while they were around you would be a significant motherfucking fact to your storyline. And that's my point about it being baked in, is it did not seem to
be
even
interested.
register that, and whereas, like, you know, whether it was Gabe pointing it out or me pointing it out, it's all, you know, your friends and people who like you
Obvious.
and care about you are saying, like, it's nice to see you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's nice to see you and be around you and just recognize you and say, hey, there's no meth here. This is
Because you
just Rita.
notice the difference. You can notice the difference when
Oh
my
my
behavior
God.
changes, right?
Oh my God.
So can they. They're
Oh my
not
God.
total. They're not blind. And also, my behavior when I was at my highest drug use was better than all of theirs. Really was. There's recordings of it.
Yeah, but
So,
you get my point, right? Like,
there's a-
if you're
right.
you think that would matter.
Right.
You,
It would, except for what reason?
I'm just saying, like, you're around them
Mm-hmm.
sober, so they have no idea. They have no proof that you're not totally sober. You know what I mean?
They have
like,
plenty.
They're still making some assumption that you're a drug user when you show up. Like, if you look, like,
Mm-hmm.
when you showed up here, like, back in my life, you were clearly. You want me to close that?
I
Okay.
wasn't just on drugs though. It was also the amount of stress, emotional and psychological I was going on through as well. So those two things at the same time. Can you open this?
You want it open. You want the.
Yeah, I'm just gonna step outside so I can smoke. I don't know if it's okay for me to get you or no.
This is getting posted on the internet.
No. It's better if I just don't get you, but your voice, and for now, I think. I just don't want you to think I'm not including you. I just feel like it's probably best, right? Okay. Okay. Well-
what I'm trying to say, Rhea, is when you came back here and you were sober, the number one first thing that I did was just fucking appreciate it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Number one.
But
just,
no.
just enjoy
Number
it.
one thing is you noticed it.
Yes, I noticed it, and then I just enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
And also, I didn't make an assumption that you had completely stopped doing it, but I did make. I
So
did
then
make
I
the
assume I was
observation.
still
I did make the observation that you were not on it, and that amounted to a lot. You know, that said a lot, and then I got to see you again and again over the past 3 weeks, being mostly sober even today, like we're trying to offer to you, like, no, I'm good. And so,
Hey,
I don't know how they think someone gets sober without being seen and encouraged when they are sober. That's what I'm
why
saying.
else unless
I'm not
it's
saying you need to
imperative.
get sober. I'm
It's
just saying, like,
imperative for someone to not see it then.
do you get what I'm saying though? Your friends
do.
and people who like you and enjoy you are saying this is nice, and go Rhea, you know. Even Natalie was really in a way defending you today, like, why are you guys doing that shit around Rhea when she's sober? And
It's just okay. So let me ask you a question. If something is obvious, like when you were on your health thing when I met you, right? You were working out. Your diet was like super hardcore, and it was really rigid, really whatever. Like, if I didn't notice that from when you're not on that diet, right?
yeah,
Like, if I was walking around you being like, nope, that would be like, wow, how could you not? It's actually impossible because it's so extreme, right?
yeah.
So then one would think there must be a reason because no one can not see that. That's like an extreme. Like, your diet, most people couldn't have fucking survived.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if I'm acting like I can't see that,
yeah.
then one has to ask, why? because no one is that blind. Even a blind person could have told the difference. So, there must be a reason why the whole organism, each individual adult older than me, can't see what the newest people in my life can see.
But doesn't that go to exactly what I was saying? I feel like
Yeah.
it's rigid now. It's baked in so
But
much
why?
so to the fact that you're different, and they're not starting at that very obvious point. That was what I was.
Right,
coming
that's what you're
full
saying,
circle to.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
Which is
the-
weird,
right,
but it seems
What
like
could
in a way
the-
to hold you in
to hold me.
this negative
Why?
light. I guess it has something to do with your brother. They're trying to make you out to be some scary drug boogeyman has something to do with keeping you away from your brother or something. I don't know.
It's got to be something. There has to be a reason. That's all we know. That's like the question mark.
Because to say, hey, we're trying to get Rhea sober, and we're trying to get Rhea help, and then Rhea shows up sober, goddamn, grab
Yep.
onto that.
Without helping.
What a golden opportunity if you really do give a fuck about Rhea. Like, I'm here saying I want to help Rhea, and you show up like that. I'm like, way to go, Rhea. This is really nice.
Also, what's another...
Way to go, Rhea. I've noticed,
Right.
like, how sober you've been lately.
You didn't even have to spend very much time around me to
No,
tell
it's very
my
obvious.
mental state was
And
different.
not even just that you were sober at that time, but I tell you've been recently sober and probably will continue to be sober. All of that was very evident
Right.
and had me think.
Within like, what, 10 minutes of seeing me?
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Just
so...
being around you and feeling your
So...
energy. Yeah. And it's played out that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And now people want me to buy into the story that no adult that is in my family that knows me and has known me my whole life can tell what you and Nat can tell. Anyone can tell. What's another way that you and Nat have monitored my progression or regression or state of mind or health
Well, like I said,
when I'm not around?
Well, I mean, we watch videos, but the thing is, we don't even need to listen to them. We can see.
Right.
I don't even need to.
But
Because on Facebook you turn the.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen.
you don't
to
even
it.
have to listen to it. You can tell.
I can see how you're doing. I can see when you're worn down. I can see when you're
Yep.
scared.
Yep.
I can see when
Me
you're
too.
exhausted. I can see when you didn't use drugs. I can see when you're sober.
That's pretty like
Very easy.
very easy.
Yeah, I mean for us.
I love that point.
Don't think that that doesn't mean that I put that on everyone that they should.
No,
be as observant
but
and
your
stuff.
family,
But yeah.
especially when
yeah.
they're experts and they're making such wild accusations of
and
knowing.
on top of that, like if you really are sincere about everything you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, look, when I went to the family meetings at the rehab, okay, I showed up. Nellie's family didn't show up. Her mom didn't go. I went on her behalf, and they're educational, so that you go to family members go there to learn. And what I would want you to know is that even though, and this is important for you to know, even though the family's paid, most of them didn't show up. So they're willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
But
my mom
not
wouldn't
show
have a
up-
conversation with me.
But not show up to
Yes.
the meetings to learn
So
about it, to learn about addiction, to
when my mother
to learn about
paid
what
for the
your
rehab,
loved one is going through and what their struggle is.
this most recent rehab, I said, okay, do you want to have a conversation or give me a hug before I go in? And she refused. She refused to. I even asked her to sit next to me. This is after the 4-page letter of how much she missed me. In silence for 5 minutes, which she refused to do. So,
Sorry, this must hurt you a lot.
I would like...
I'm sure you don't tell that. Because it hurts me just to be ridiculous. I'm not you.
Do you have a pen, handsome?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We're going to come back for part 2.
Hurts me as your friend is.
Everything has a purpose.
Somebody must be